The cyborg monstrosity General Grievous hated the Jedi more than anything, and potentially more than anyone. His hatred only rivaled by the likes of the Sith and Sidious, and later Vader. The reason for this, though, varies. In Legends continuity, the Jedi sided with the Huck, which was an alien species that was attacking General Grievous's species, the Kaleesh, as the two groups had been at war for centuries. This led to extreme poverty and famine, as again the Jedi Order chose the Huck over the Kaleesh, as the Huck claimed that the Kaleesh were attacking them needlessly and unprovoked. This led to Republican Jedi intervention and massive blockades on the planet of Kali, which unfortunately resulted in the famine and death of many of Grievous's people, and those that survived now lived in extreme poverty. In canon though, the reasoning behind Grievous's origins is a little bit different, as he was obsessed with becoming the greatest warrior that the galaxy had ever seen, and absolutely lost his mind when he saw the Jedi for the first time and their insane ability to touch into an energy field that Grievous could not see, making them faster, stronger, and more elegant fighters. It was because of this that General Grievous located a Jedi and pledged himself to their order, wanting to become as powerful as possible, and for the Jedi to teach him the ways of the Force and how to tap into this. However, the Jedi Master present instantaneously sensed darkness within General Grievous, as well as an inability to use the Force, and turned him away as a result of this. It was at this moment that General Grievous pledged that he would become more powerful than any Jedi, and he would do so without using the Force. It is believed that by the end of the Clone Wars, following his cybernetic reconstruction at the hands of Dooku and Sidious, that he killed nearly 30 to 50 Jedi in Legends continuity, and it is rumored that he killed around 12 in Star Wars canon, making his point that he was superior to many Jedi Knights of the Order, even adopting and becoming obsessed with their weapon in the lightsaber. General Grievous hated the Jedi completely, but that doesn't mean that he didn't have some respect for a select few of them or their traditions. And in today's video, students of the Force and acolytes of the galaxy, we will take a look at one Jedi tradition that General Grievous respected, as well as the only Jedi Master that General Grievous ever admitted to respecting at all during the Clone War. So without further ado, let us begin. The cybernetics of General Grievous were specifically designed to counteract the effects of the Force and the Jedi. He could jump to a height similar as a Jedi could, and he was physically much stronger and much more imposing. Not to mention his partially cybernetic mind allowed him to analyze lightsaber forms nearly instantaneously, and he could seamlessly slip through and out of all of the lightsaber forms that the Jedi Order had constructed, becoming a master simply by downloading all of them within his very mind. Because of these great skills, General Grievous regretted the fact that he was unable to join the Clone Wars earlier, as Dooku would not allow the general to enter during the Battle of Geonosis, and wanted to keep this butcher as a secret weapon to be revealed later. Grievous realized though that as the war began and he began collecting more lightsabers, he recognized the great care that the Jedi took into constructing their unique blades. Each of the lightsaber blades were unique to a given Jedi in their skill set, and they each had their very own unique personality. Part of the reason why General Grievous collected these lightsabers was to prove that he was superior to the Jedi that he killed, but he also found genuine enjoyment and admiration of the great craftsmanship and care that the Jedi poured into their weapons. And this is the aspect of Jedi lore and tradition that General Grievous admired a great deal, as previously he had even been a swordsman of the Kaleesh. Grievous didn't just take the lightsabers as pure trophies, he genuinely admired them. Now though, let's talk about the single Jedi Master that General Grievous ever admitted to outright respecting. The name of this Jedi was Bink. Bink was a Jedi Master very similar to the likes of Qui-Gon Jinn, in that she believed more in the will of the Force rather than the Jedi dogma or the Jedi code, or even strictly adhering to the beliefs of the Jedi Council. Instead, Bink followed the will of the Force completely, having trained several prominent Jedi to knighthood and beyond, making Bink a clear form Jedi Master. However, Bink was not as outspoken as Qui-Gon Jinn, and actually on the surface had an excellent relationship with the Jedi Council, with Yoda especially holding Bink in very high regard within his eyes. Bink would survive all the way until the very end of the Clone Wars, when she would meet General Grievous for the first time as the Clone Wars reached its twilight. Just prior to the opening of Revenge of the Sith, Shaak Ti was called to the Chancellor's chambers in order to protect him from an oncoming invasion by the Separatists, led by one General Grievous. It was a initially her mission to protect Palpatine at all costs. However, once she confronted General Grievous, she was dispatched by him after a lengthy duel. Although Shaak Ti gave up a noble fight against Grievous, he was ultimately victorious. However, Shaak Ti still survived. Immediately following this, Yoda sent Jedi Master Bink and 4 other Jedi to protect Palpatine and get him to a nearby bunker on Coruscant, as they believed that if the Separatists were to execute Palpatine, the war would come to a swift and terrifying climactic ending. The 5 Jedi managed to get the Palpatine before Grievous did, hiding him away in a bunker, as General Grievous eventually found it using insider knowledge, of course given to him by Palpatine. The 5 Jedi confronted Grievous in the opening of the bunker, and he easily dispatched 2 of them, cutting one's stomach open and decapitating the other, in a flurry of light that would have terrified any other Jedi, but not Master Bink. Bink touched into her ability to use the Force and held strong, using it to fortify her stance against Grievous and build a strong foundation against fear. However, she and the other 2 Jedi knew that they had to retreat, fleeing deeper and deeper within the bunker as they were pursued by the General. Eventually though, Bink resolved to run no further and decided to duel General Grievous with her 2 comrades. It was Bink that led the assault against General Grievous, as the 2 of them engaged in a brutal lightsaber duel. What was astounding though is Bink was able to tag General Grievous several times. However, something terrifying became very clear to the Jedi Master. General Grievous was intentionally leaving openings in his defenses that allowed Bink to get through them and tag him. It was clear that the droid general was attempting to test Jedi Master Bink and terrify her to her very core. But still, she held strong. In an impressive show, the 2 other Jedi in the room flanked General Grievous as he activated all 4 of his lightsabers. In another flurry of light and limbs, the 2 other Jedi were struck down instantly, with only Jedi Master Bink and the droid General Butcher staring each other down in the hallway. Bink pressed her offensive drive once again, slashing at General Grievous, who he himself was quite stunned at the outcome of this engagement, as Bink was not afraid of him whatsoever as she pressed her assault. It was here where General Grievous had to actively try and strike down Bink, which of course he would. As Bink lunged for a killing blow at General Grievous, the cybernetics were too quick, and Grievous caught her first, impaling a blue lightsaber through her abdomen. However, something peculiar happened here, as before the Jedi Master hit the ground, Grievous caught her, slowly lowering her to the ground, as he then used his cybernetic leg to move her to a corner of the room, placing her securely out of the way from the other Jedi bodies, denoting Bink as something special. He also took no further measures to butcher or massacre the body whatsoever, as he slowly removed Bink's lightsaber from her possession, grabbing Palpatine, but before exiting the room, giving the Master Bink one final look. One thing is clear, General Grievous was by far the superior fighter, and after a lengthy engagement, Grievous did in fact stab Bink and kill the Jedi Master. However, by its conclusion, he now had a profound respect for this fallen Jedi, and instead of butchering the body as a sign of disrespect, he moved her away. This is a rare moment for General Grievous, as she showed her some semblance of respect for his enemy, the greatest enemy in the Jedi. Grievous respected the fact that even though he was so powerful and clearly a match for the other Jedi in the room, and the Jedi in Bink, this one Jedi was not afraid of him whatsoever, and stood up to him valiantly till the very end, not willing to give in to the way of fear whatsoever, and fortifying her stance and her foundation in the Force. Grievous had no other option but to completely and fully respect and admire this Jedi, seeing some of himself in her standing up to the gifts of the Force. One of Grievous's tactics is shock and awe, and the ability to overwhelm a Jedi extremely quickly. So when he came across a relatively small Jedi in stature and a relatively common Jedi in terms of their skill with the blade, and they still stood up to him ferociously and with no fear in their hearts whatsoever, as her comrades all around her fell to his blade, this was enough to earn the complete and total respect of one of the most ferocious beings in the Star Wars galaxy. But anyway, my friends, what are your thoughts on this tale and this aspect of the Jedi tradition that General Grievous respected, as well as the single Jedi that Grievous respected? What are your thoughts on Jedi Master Bink and her standing up to Grievous towards the beginning of the Battle of Coruscant and the end of the Clone War? As always, my friends, thank you so much for watching the channel. May the Force be with you, and I hope that you have a great day.